This video is part of a series of videos intended to give an overview of the forms used by the American Red Cross in our shelter operations. The shelter staff calendar form is used to plan and publicize Red Cross staff schedules. One of the jobs of the shelter manager is to schedule the Red Cross staffers assigned to the job. Using the staff calendar allows the shelter manager to plan ahead for days off and out processing. The calendar is also a good record of assignments over the life of the shelter, and it's the best method of letting the staffers know their schedule for the coming days. This is the shelter staffing calendar. We normally operate our shelters on 2 shifts a day, 12 hours per shift. Most disaster operations will schedule the shifts from 7 a.m. through 7 p.m. and 7 p.m. through 7 a.m. The size of the shelter, more specifically the number of clients, will determine the number of staffers assigned. Here's an example calendar for a 2-shift shelter. The top of the calendar is standard stuff: the date on which the first shift scheduled starts, the disaster operation number, and the name and address of the shelter. The start and end times of each shift are listed next. The day shift in this case is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The shelter manager and shelter supervisor are listed, then the 5 SA staffers, for a shift total of 7 people. The night shift covers the subsequent 12 hours, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., and is comprised of 4 staffers. A supervisor and 3 shelter associates make up the team. Note that a cell number is listed for every staffer on both shifts. On occasion, a headquarters management team will determine that a shelter will operate on 3 shifts a day, 8 hours each. This could be temporary, or it could be the schedule for the entire life of the shelter. Here's a page 2 of the calendar form set up for 3 shifts. Michael Smith is still a supervisor, in this case of a 6-person evening shift, and Al Volunteer is the supervisor of a 5-person night shift. It's the same concept as a 2-shift schedule calendar, except this one comes with my personal apology for running out of normal names for the volunteers. All the completed calendar forms, by the way, are filed with the shelter logs and other shelter paperwork, all of which is turned in at headquarters when the shelter is closed.